Welcome to Tuesday Tune-Up. I am Peter Steinbrenner, and today I want to talk to you about listening. Now, I chose listening as my topic, not because I'm especially a good listener. Quite the opposite. Listening is a skill I am constantly trying to improve. And trust me, I have had and maybe still have a long way to go. If you don't believe me, just ask my wife, Kathy. Listening has been difficult for me because my natural listening style is wrong. For example, if you tell me a story, especially if it is a good one, I will listen carefully to your story, trying to figure out how I can top it, how I can share an even better story. And to make matters worse, my instinct is to cut you off just before you finish. Don't do this. This is a great way to lose friends. Also, if you tell me something of interest to you and you think it may be of interest to me, my natural tendency is again to cut you off and say, yes, I know that. Another good way to lose friends. If you tell me your opinion, I will listen to it closely. Instead of trying to understand your position, my instinct is to look for weaknesses and begin to debate you and maybe start arguing with you. In this case, I not only lose a friend, the other person tends to get angry. This is especially true if it regards politics or sports. All three of these examples share the same error when it comes to listening. First and foremost, I am not listening to understand what you are saying. Listening to understand is critically important to communication. If you listen to debates, especially political debates, you witness this all the time. Neither side is really listening to the other. They are just trying to make their point and convince a third party, us in the case of televised political debates, and their position is the correct one, and that they are the better person. When your desire is to truly understand what the other person is saying, you will focus on what they are saying. You will place yourself in their shoes and try to understand how they are feeling. If you listen intently, you can almost see yourself in the picture they are painting. Most people do not want to debate the issue they are sharing with you. And if they are discussing a problem, they likely don't want you to solve their problem. Another big problem for me, no pun intended, I love to solve problems. Most people just want someone to listen. As Christians, we want to help others in their times of need. I have found since becoming a pastor at Epiphany, I spend the great majority of my time listening. I truly want to learn about the person talking to me and want to understand how they are feeling. To experience empathy, I need to listen to them intently. I need to listen to understand. This is especially true if I want to learn where God is in their story. As Christians, we need to listen intently to the other person. This not only helps us understand, it may even strengthen our faith. As Christians, a good habit is to try to find God in their story, and if we do, it is hard to stop listening. One of the strengths of the Episcopal Church is we can discuss very difficult subjects. We can even ask tough and difficult questions. And importantly, it is okay for us to share differing opinions. However, this only works if we can honor those whose opinions differ from ours. We need to listen to each other with compassion and empathy. There is a reason a person believes the way they do. At a minimum, we should understand that reason, then respect their position, and still love the person as a fellow Christian. Eventually, through loving dialogue, Episcopalians have found common ground to many difficult issues. Issues other churches have still not resolved. And our Christian faith has become richer as a result. As Episcopalians, we have demonstrated we can listen to each other intently and with love, always understanding God is sitting in the room with us. It is not our way to force our beliefs on others. When it has been tried in our church, it usually leads to disaster, which is why dialogue where both sides feel safe to express their beliefs, knowing the others will listen with compassion, works so well in our church. I believe this is how we learn and grow as a church, and I believe that God is smiling at us, especially when we struggle through tough issues. It is not okay to denigrate the other person because their opinion is different than ours. Instead, this is a time to listen carefully and to pray carefully. When we listen to understand, we are truly listening. I believe when we listen to each other with love and compassion, we become the listener God wants his children to be. Thank you.